Do you have a green pond? Have you ever had a green pond? Well, let's talk about it.
Recently we ventured up to Brockville, Ontario, where we saw the otter exhibit there at the Aquatarium. Maybe you saw that video. What you didn't see, however, was that we also ventured somewhere else in Brockville where we did a project about 15-20 years ago, and that's the Centennial Road Church. Now the reason why that's important here is, regardless of everything being super beautiful, it held up really well, but they had a green pond. Now, that's okay. It allowed us to reconnect with the people there. We sent them a few of the products, but it really made us think that this is a fairly common thing. And since we like hearing ourselves talk, we thought we'd make a video about it.
One of the biggest questions we see online is, why is my pond green? Believe me, there's thousands of these questions being asked online, and people, even locals, come in, and that's the #1 question on what can I do to make sure that my pond stays crystal clear. Do not worry, there are solutions.
There are many different reasons that can contribute to that. And today we're going to go over them. Some of them include the sunlight. So it's summertime, temperatures are rising, that can heat up the water, which contributes to algae growth. In order to deter algae growth, you need to make sure you have adequate water circulation. What does that mean? Do you have a waterfall? Do you have bubblers? Do you have filtration? In order to deter the growth, you need to make sure that the water is moving. Standing water promotes algae growth. Other factors are rain. Rain, stormwater runoff that can throw off your closed ecosystem. Other things are excess nutrients. And we're going to talk about a couple of products here that are safe for children, pets, and plants. This is Aquascape's beneficial bacteria, and it contains 8 different strains of beneficial bacteria. And this is the product that we use in our ponds here that helps maintain the clear, closed ecosystem here. So the water clarity is very good. The fish are happy, you can see the plants are happy. There's a lot of controversy about chemical additions, putting things in, and I'm going to tell you, natural is always best. In fact, I would be the person to tell you not to add anything if you didn't need it. But in the case of beneficial bacteria, it is what is going to support a healthy closed ecosystem. And if you have pets, children, or plants around your pond, this is the product that you need. And this is the hand pump version. It comes in a variety of sizes, and it's available in store also. In extreme cases, so your pond is green, bright green, cloudy, etc., we'd recommend the Aquascape Sob Stream and Pond Cleaner. Think of this as like a shock to your pond. It is all natural. It's a combination of enzymes and beneficial bacteria, so it's a highly concentrated product. Again, it is non-toxic. It is a natural solution that is going to clear the debris and break things up so that you can use a maintained product afterward. For kids, for pets, and for plants around the pond.
So I have this gorgeous pond. Okay, let's try a more stable spot. So I have this beautiful pond behind me, and most of the people feel like the plants and the fish and everything else adds that perfect ecosystem. And they're not wrong, truly. Between that and the biofilms where beneficial bacteria can build up, you have a lot of natural defenses. But during these summer days where we're getting a lot of direct sunlight and some extra nutrients that are coming in that the plants and the fish can't actually cycle through, sometimes it's best to have a little bit of help, and that's where beneficial bacteria comes in. And because life is busy, especially for us as a business, what we love to do is actually add in this. This is an autodoser. The autodoser is going to pump in just the right amount of beneficial bacteria for your size pond. You can see here, we have lots of different size ponds that are allowed to go in here, and you can get an even bigger autodoser if you have an even bigger pond, like some type of rec pond. Then we have a unit for that as well.
System itself can be used for both ponds and for water fountains. The difference is what you put in it. So this is the maintained for ponds. So this comes in a pond and a fountain application that can be used for pondless water features. The difference is the concentration level. So what you do is you just drop it in. There's a hose that you connect here, and you set it based on the gallons and size of your pond, and it goes on its own. You don't have to remember anything. And it comes in a box like this. Like I said, this is maintained per pond. We carry the full line of products for the auto-dosing system by Aquascapes, depending on your needs and the season, and they're all in store.
We'll switch that package out every about 2 months. What I want to do is take you through all the steps of actually installing this. There's 2 different ways that we like to do it. Either one is to embed it into the ground and hide it with one of our artificial rocks to cap over it so it's not in direct sun. Or if we're lucky enough like we are here, where we actually have a wall where we can mount and a plug close by, then we actually prefer to mount that straight to the wall. They give you these handy dandy clips. Straight up, the only tool that you'll actually need is 2 screws, which come with it, and a drill. So we're just finishing mounting this. There we go. Nice and simple. On the back side, slips right in like that. And then as you run your tube, ideally you hide it better, but you run this little tube that's like a tiny little IV, and you bring it into your pond. It doesn't really matter where. I prefer to put it where we know there's going to be circulation. So that means either close to a skimmer where it's drying the water in, or in the waterfall stream itself. That way it's constantly circulating through the entire pond. Very own receptacle here. Plug it in. Perfect. So we have around a 9,000 gallon pond here. So we will set it at its max. Perfect. What's so important and what this helps is it actually creates beneficial bacteria that eats up the extra nutrients, which is typically what's causing your string algae or your algae growth. And when the fish can't eat it and the extra nutrients are not sucked up and processed by the plants, then we are purely focused and hopeful that the beneficial bacteria can help. Sometimes there's other things like string algae that you can use an iogen, but this is one of your main lines of defenses and one of your cheapest. Another great way to keep your pond clear is by improving its overall ecology. Adding things like plants and fish and making sure that this is a complete ecosystem will absolutely do wonders.
You want to make sure that you have enough plants and the right types of plants. So as you can see in our pond, we have a variety. We have lilies, we have water hyacinth and water iris, and they give different benefits. The lily pads here, they provide shade and coverage. So the more lily pads you have, it's actually going to help reduce the water temperature because it creates coverage so the sun doesn't heat up the water. Now in the case of these types, their roots are what is going to filter the water and use up excess nutrients. Your surface area of your pond requires a range somewhere between 40 and 70% coverage. So the number of plants that you need is going to be based on the size of your pond. If you can see here, I've added some excess lilies here. They're at the bottom. They're in the pots. And yes, they can be put down to the bottom and they will grow up.
There you have it. These are some of the best ways to tackle green water in your pond. Whether you're using beneficial bacteria, adding more natural filters, or tweaking your pond's ecosystem, there is a solution for everybody. You just have to be patient and understand that some of these things take time. And especially if you're do-it-yourself, that's part of the journey, part of the joy is to actually understand what this takes. You're not going to learn this overnight. You're not going to be able to just watch a single video and understand all the answers. But with a little bit of time, practice, and patience, you'll have the pond of your dreams in your own backyard. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more pond tips and tricks, and of course, epic builds.